Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to EmpoweredRN. As the title suggests, in this video we're going to talk about Canada's new pilot program for home support workers and caregivers. Why? Home support workers and caregivers, upon entry into Canada, you'll be set up for permanent residency. If this is a video that you like and you want to know more about, stay tuned as we dive into the video. Hey guys, so as we talked about earlier, we're going to look at the new changes that Canada has made with regards to home support workers and caregivers. But before we dive into the video, I'm going to give a big shout out to the first person that commented on the last video that we posted. Shout out to Myland Bennett 407. So it's at Myland Bennett at 407. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Welcome to all my newcomers, my new subscribers, to those who have been the faithful few at the front of the seats. Welcome back. So over here, we're going to share opportunities for those who are interested to just go anywhere across the world. And we're sharing this with regards to healthcare workers, anybody you can think of. Please note that I'm not an immigration consultant, and in no shape or form am I persuading you to leave your country. This is just opportunities that we're sharing for persons. And the reason why we created this page is because we realize that there is a lack of knowledge and in terms of opportunities across the world, and a lot of persons are missing out. So EmpoweredRN is here to bridge that gap and keep you in tune with every single information and changes that is happening across the world. So enough of that, let's get into the video that we're going to talk about. Now, a lot of persons may have seen this earlier. It's a big thing everybody's talking about now. So Canada has a pilot program which is not the first time they have started it. It is the Home Child Care Provider Pilot Program and the Home Support Worker Pilot Program, basically for caregivers and for those who are home support workers who will work in the homes either with adults or with children. Now, this pilot program literally started, I think, a couple years ago, a year or two ago, but actually the application process, I think when I checked it out in January, they had probably closed the application process because they had oversubscribed. Now, they have noted that the Canadian Child Care Provider Pilot and Home Support Worker Pilot Program ended on June 17, 2024, and that was last month. That's because they had exceeded their expectations, guys. I know a lot of persons didn't hear about it, but the Canadian government recently made changes and noted that they will continue to process applications they received on or before this date. And the Prime Minister recently came out and noted that the program was a success and they're planning to keep this program and to make it permanent. So even though the program or the application process is closed, you need to keep up to date and listen to see if this applies to you. Listen to see if this applies to you, so when it opens back again, that you have everything that is needed to apply on your own. Now, a lot of persons may have said that we have seen the news, why did you take so long? I'm going to tell you guys, before I come on here, I have to do my research and make sure every single information that I hear and see is factual, credible, and logical, because we don't want to spread fake news around here. So we're making sure that everything that we give to you is up to date and it's in a timely manner, and that it is applicable towards the individuals that we're giving the information to. That's our target audience. Now, for the changes they made to the pilot program, I'm just going to give you a bit of information that the minister had announced. So it was a news release, and it says that Canada announces new pilot programs to support caregivers and their families and intends to make the caregiver program permanent. This release took place on June 3rd, 2024, and it noted that caregivers from abroad are invaluable to Canadian families. Their hard work makes a difference in the lives of those they care for, including children, seniors, and persons with disabilities. As the Child Care Provider Pilot and Home Support Worker Pilot comes to a close later this month, that was last month, the Honourable Minister, that's Mark Miller, announced that the caregivers will allow caregivers to come to Canada as they work towards making the caregiver pilot program permanent. So this will be permanent. So it is now closed, but they're going to make it permanent. I'm not sure if it's later down in the year that they are going to open this up back. Now, who can apply for this? And before we go into who can apply, we're just going to give you some quick facts. So this is still with regard to the article that we post that I'm reading from. It noted that in June 2014, there was an inventory of over 60,000 persons for the live-in caregiver program. Today, less than 1% of that live-in caregiver program inventory remains. As part of the 2024 to 2026 immigration levels plan, Canada will admit over 15,000 caregivers as permanent residents. Let me read that again. So it's the pilot program is to go from 2024 to 2026, and Canada plans to admit over 15,000 caregivers as permanent residents. April 30, 2024, nearly 5,700 caregivers and their family members have become permanent residents since the launch of the Home Child Care Provider Pilot and the Home Support Worker Pilot, which was launched in 2019. Now, you heard about it. So this is a pilot program for those who are caregivers and those who are home support workers, meaning that you work in the home. And they're planning on making this a permanent program. Now, who can apply for this? What's the eligibility for this? Now, all of this information, I'm going to send it. I'm going to put it in my description, and you can read for yourself later. Now, before you can apply for this, you must be eligible in terms that you must have a genuine and valid job offer. You must be able to do the job. You must meet their language level requirement, and we're going to speak about that. You have to get your education, meet the education requirements, and that you are admissible. That means that you're eligible to enter Canada. Now, in getting a you need to have so we're going to go into the things that they ask for in terms of genuine and valid job offer. To finish or getting the work experience you need for permanent residence through the Home Child Care Provider or Home Support Pilot, you need to have a genuine and valid job offer. Now, they're saying that the job you're offered must be offered using their offer of employment. They have offer employment. They have a number or application form for you to have. The job that you're getting must be full-time, which means at least 30 hours of paid work each week. You must be outside the province of Quebec. From an employer in Canada, the job must be from an employer that is not a business, an embassy, a high commission, or a consulate. So let me repeat that again. So the job you are getting, or your job offer, it must be from an employer that is in Canada and that is not a business, an embassy, a high commission, or a consulate. So the job that you're getting also, it must be from someone hiring you directly for their own care or the care of someone they have a personal relationship with, such as a parent, spouse, or child. We're going to read it again. It must be from someone who is going to hire you directly in the care of their own home or someone in the care of someone they have a personal relationship with. It must be genuine. They say the job must be genuine, meaning that there's a real need to hire you, and they are going to review the salary on your job offer too. So the two categories are Home Child Care Provider and Home Support Worker. So you must be either to be able to qualify for one of these, whether a caregiver or a home support worker. Now, you must show your ability to do the job also, and you must qualify for this with regards to work experience. You can have work experience of at least 6 months or less, or 12 months or more. Whether you fall in the category of 6 months or less, you can click that, or if you fall in the category of 12 months or more, you can click on that category. Now, this is an application process that you can do on your own, and it's a pilot program. There are so many pilot programs that we're seeing taking place this year, and we shared some earlier this year, and we're giving you the information so that you can arm yourself with it and pay attention and be updated. That's the power of EmpoweredRn. So what we're giving you right here, I'm going to put it in the description box so you guys can literally see it and read it on your own. So you have to pay attention to the eligibility requirements. Make sure that you're eligible. Now, you must show that you're able to do the work, and I'm sure they're going to look at certain qualifications, whether you have a certificate in caregiving, or you have a little certificate in caring for a child or caring for the elderly, those will count too. Language levels. Now, this is a big thing that you have to pay attention to. You will need to take a language test, and you know the language test that everybody talks about is the IELTS exam, and there's a particular score that you'll have to get for that. Now, this pilot program is also eligible for persons that are within Canada, which is their first priority, and those that are outside of Canada. So you must be able also to prove that your education is similar to that of a Canadian secondary, post-secondary high school education. And before we go into that, we're going to go back to the English test. That's called the IELTS. If you're living outside of Canada, there are different places that you can go to get your English exam done. IELTS exam, I know for Caribbean wise, I've heard of persons from different countries apart from Jamaica say that they do not have testing centers to do it, but Jamaica does have it up by the university. By Mona, they do offer that language test there that you can pay and get your language test done. All right, education. Another eligibility is that you must have your education assessed. It must be completed as a post-secondary education credential of at least 1 year in Canada. Now, the site says if you don't have a Canadian education credential, you need to get your foreign education credential assessed to show that it is equal to a completed Canadian post-secondary education credential of at least 1 year. So that means they have a list of different institutions that can get your education assessed. These are institutions that will evaluate your education if you're outside of Canada to make sure it is comparable to that of institutions within Canada. They have listed out a lot of these education centers that you can go to, and I'm going to read them out. I've seen some that I'm familiar with. They have you can get your assessment from any of these organizations. They have noted the Comparative Education Service, International Credential Assessment Service of Canada, World Educational Services, I'm familiar with them, International Qualification Assessment Service, and International Credential Evaluation Service. In no shape or form, this video is sponsored by WES, which is World Education Service. I've used them before. Many professionals who are migrating or leaving their country and have to get their education assessed, especially nurses. Many persons I know that normally use World Education Services in terms of getting their education assessed in the event that your job requires it or if you're going back to school. It's an online process. The last time that I did it, I think it just cost 5,000 JMD dollars at that time. That was like many moons ago. So it's an online process. You'll have to gather your transcripts from your school, all your paperwork, send it over to them. They get it assessed and they will evaluate and send you back information to determine if your education is equivalent to the country that you're going to. They will tell you that the documents that you need, how much it costs, and how long the assessment will take. And that is where you get your education assessed. All right, so that's how we look at the different eligibilities. So we talk about your experience. You also need that of your education assessed. You also need a language test, and you also need a valid job offer. Now, how to apply? Now, the site that I'm on is the Canadian government website, which speaks to immigration and citizenship. So I'm going to drop the link in my description box, and you can go on here and you can read it for yourself, where it speaks to who can apply, how to take the language test, where to get your education assessed, how to apply, after you apply. If you want to apply and you fall in the category of gaining experience or you have experience already, you click one of those categories, and this is basically something that you'll do on your own. I presume that there may be fees along with this, but it's a pilot program that they started 2019. It closed. They were satisfied with the outcome of it, and now they're going to make it permanent. What this means for you is that you're going to hop onto the site, look to see if you're eligible for this, start preparing your documents, getting your necessary paperwork, and follow and keep abreast to different platforms that post the information so that you can know when it opens. Why? there are going to be thousands of persons who are going to be applying for this. Persons that are already in Canada who want to get their permanent residence, and persons who are outside of Canada who want to move to Canada. So you can see the level of competition that you're going to be up against. So you have to keep abreast of this. It's a good initiative for persons who are in the area of caregiving, for persons who are in the area of home support workers. It's a good initiative because what this means, once you enter Canada, you'll be set up to get your permanent residence. Please remember, you have to keep abreast to all the different platforms that post this, and it's a new stream that they have included in their immigration plans for this year and the upcoming years. What do you think about this program? Do you think it's a program that that you like, and do you think it's something that is accessible for all? Let me know in the comment section about this and drop your concerns, your comments. If you like this pilot project, please remember that you need to, I'm going to drop the link in the website, my link in the description box, and you can hop on and click for yourself and keep up to date and abreast. I have seen the comments. I've seen some comments where you're giving me suggestion on some content and topics to speak about. We're going to be doing them soon, so keep posted. And if you like the video that I'm presenting, and the content that we are presenting, and the information that we are searching and bringing to you so that you can get opportunities, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Share with a friend, press the like button. There's so many persons out there who are interested in opportunities, and this is what we're doing, bringing the opportunities to you. Stay tuned. Drop in your comments in the comment section. We'll be in the comment section talking with you and keeping abreast with your feedback on what you think about this new pilot programs. And any questions or concerns that you have, you can drop them there. Send me an email or go onto my Instagram and send me a direct message. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in another video. Bye.